Hello and welcome back to the Elsie version. Today we are in Revelation chapter 8, verse 1. We just talked about the 144,000 of Israel being sealed, and we talked about all the Christians who became Christians through the Great Tribulation. And before that were the seals, okay? We keep seeing the number 7. Which 7 does mean completion. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump into chapter 8, verse 1. When the Lamb opened the 7th seal, there was a silence in heaven for about half an hour. Then I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. Okay, so the 7 angels they're the 7 stars that he held in his right hand at the beginning of the book, right? So not to be confused with the 7 spirits. Anyway, verse 3, and another angel came and stood at the altar with a golden censer, and he was given much incense to offer with the prayers of all the saints on the golden altar before the throne. And the smoke of the incense with the prayers of the saints rose before God from the hand of the angel. Now, there were the prayers of the saints mentioned earlier, potentially. Well, in the 5th seal, they talk about something, but back here in chapter 5, verse 8, it talks about the 4 elders. Each fell down, each holding a harp and a golden bowls of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. So there is some correlation between this and the elders. But so we have a half an hour of silence after all the commotion. It talks about the 7 angels again, and then an 8th angel. Okay, verse 5. Then the angel took the censer and filled it with fire from the altar and threw it on earth. And there were peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. So, he has... Sorry, my hair is still wet from a shower earlier. Okay, so... this 8th angel pours incense and prayers on the altar to burn before God, and then takes coals from said altar and throws it on the earth and causes more natural disasters. Okay. All right. Now the 7 angels who had the 7 trumpets prepared to blow them. This gets back to the beginning with the 7 lampstands and the 7 angels. These are also potentially the 7 spirits. The first angel blew his trumpet, and there followed hail and fire mixed with blood, and these were thrown upon the earth. And a third of the earth was burned up, and a third of the trees were burned up, and all green grass was burned up. Now, I don't believe we've seen this before yet, like in real life. We've seen war and famine and things like that, but we have not seen this. Okay. So we have 7 seals, and the 7th seal completes, and then the 7 trumpets start. Okay, so the 2nd angel blew his trumpet, and something like a great mountain, burning with fire, was thrown into the sea. Maybe a volcano. That's because he says, like a great mountain was thrown into the sea. Like one of the volcanoes that are underwater, maybe. But And a third of the sea became blood. A third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed. Maybe like a tsunami. The third angel blew his trumpet, and a great star fell from heaven, blazing like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. Okay. The third angel blew his trumpet, and a great star fell from heaven, blazing like a torch. And it fell on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star is wormwood. A third of the waters became wormwood, and many people died from the water because it had been made bitter. Which I don't know how bitter water kills you, but that is fair. Wormwood is not very yummy. Okay. It's interesting. So we have like a great mountain, like a torch. All right. Verse 12. The fourth angel blew his trumpet, and a third of the sun was struck, and a third of the moon, and a third of the stars, so that a third of their light might be darkened, and a third of the day might be kept from shining, and likewise a third of the night. Then I looked, and I heard an eagle crying with a loud voice as it flew directly overhead, "Woe, woe, woe to those who dwell on the earth at the blasts of the other trumpets that the three angels are about to blow." So we have the 7 seals, we have the 7 trumpets, and then we have the 3 woes. And then I believe we have 7 bowls of wrath. But we'll get there. Right now, we're just at the last 3 trumpets. That's for tomorrow. So yeah. We have the prayers of the saints. Fire being thrown to the earth. And now the beginning of the 7 trumpets. So lots to think about with not many answers, but it is good to know revelation in the story, not to be able to tell the times. But because it's good to read any Bible, any of the stories, they're important. There's a reason. And in your time, in due time, the Lord will make it make sense to you. And you'll see the purpose of reading it. So that's what we have for tonight, and I will see you tomorrow.